Okay, so after about 3 years of using Artlist quite regularly, I can finally recommend it as the best royalty-free music site for filmmakers or content creators or anyone who needs to use royalty-free music, and here is why. So in a previous review earlier this year, I compared Artlist to Epidemic Sound, and I said this about Artlist. One of the most important factors for me is how fast you can actually download songs and then load them into your editing projects, and Epidemic Sound is much quicker than Artlist. Basically, Artlist just takes a bunch more steps to actually download a song rather than just one click, and that, for me, slows down the process dramatically and makes it much less enjoyable. Now that was honestly one of the biggest downsides to the platform. It really made it hard to use and hard to encourage other people to use, just because it was so hard to download music, which is like the biggest point of having a music platform, is to be able to download music. So if it makes it difficult, it's hard to recommend. But now they've totally changed their system and made it much more similar to Epidemic Sound, which makes it a lot more enjoyable to use. So here's exactly what they changed. So now when you go to Artlist's website, basically any song you see, you can just click download. It gives you two options for downloading, either MP3 or WAV formats. You just click download in each of those and it immediately downloads and saves to your computer, which is so much easier. It's a one-step click, basically, I guess one step, two clicks to download any song you want, versus like 5 clicks previously where it was just really confusing and not user-friendly in any way whatsoever. So now they've dramatically increased that user friendliness and made it a lot easier to download music. They've also now included sound effects at the top of the site, so you can easily switch between music and sound effects, making it much easier to find those, whereas before it was kind of buried in the settings and it was really hard to find sound effects, and now the sound effects download in the same exact way as the music, so it's just a one click basically just to get your sound effects and to download them. So honestly, besides this new download feature, not much more has changed with the site. Everything else works pretty well. Of course, they could fix some things in the future just to make it a bit quicker and easier to use, but for the most part, that was the biggest issue and the biggest complaint I had with Artlist. As a platform, it was just really hard to download music, and they've made that significantly easier and much more like Epidemic Sound. I think more than ever that Artlist has actually better sounding music than Epidemic Sound or other competitors, and so that's why I recommended it before, but it was harder to recommend, like I said, because it didn't have the greatest download functionality. But with this new feature, it is probably the best royalty-free music site you can have for the price, for the quality of music, and for the user friendliness. Of course, there are always features in a platform that can be fixed over time to make them better, and Artlist definitely has some that could use some work. For example, whenever you download a song from Artlist, it sends you an email saying your songs are ready for download. It did this previously and it still does it, and I honestly have no idea why it does it, because I've talked to a ton of people who use Artlist and none of them have ever found that feature helpful. So it's nicer just to be able to download your songs inside of the website and not get an email every single time you download something that just feels like spam. So just a little thought of improvement for Artlist, but besides that, it's significantly better than it used to be. As a bit of a disclaimer, I am technically affiliated with Artlist, so if you click the link down below, you can get 2 months free on an annual subscription to their music platform. But again, all thoughts are entirely my own. They aren't paying me to say anything here, and any critiques I have about the platform, which are pretty clear, they definitely did not tell me to say, because why would they encourage that? Click the link down below if you want to try out Artlist. It's a really great music platform at a pretty good price, and now with this new download functionality, it's even better than ever, and I can pretty strongly say it's the best royalty-free music site for filmmakers or YouTubers or content creators. So definitely check it out. But that's basically it for today. If you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe down below. But with that said, I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching. That's a helicopter. We are in San Diego after all. It gets noisy here. It's a city.